Hello everyone, I have another 10 cards, one kit to share, Spellbinders, January 2021. For the first card, I've already put the panel onto the card base, and then I have this pattern paper on the red card. And this one, I was kind of on the back foot because I design all my cards in advance of getting the kit from looking at the box opening preview. I didn't realize that there was peach on this black and white floral until I got it, in the mail. But the Spellbinders kits are, they have a lot of the different colors available. So I was able to find this little die cut piece. You can see here the Always that had that peachy pale color. And because I didn't like the peachy being the only one in the background there, and added it to my original idea. And it made this card work. And then I have this chipboard sticker, the hugs and kisses, and I love the gold. I always like using the strip of gold to anchor it. Then the glitter foamy sticker with the heart, and this die cut heart from the die cut pack. And then I used the die to cut out this tiny little red heart also. And that die with the hearts was actually really handy. I use it in a lot of cards. So then I'm going to place down the gold die cut heart and the gold glitter foam heart there, and then finish it off with this tiny little red heart, pulling in the red, and I kind of fiddle with it to adjust it. But that is card number 1. Pretty simple, and I think it's pretty elegant. I like that. So for card number 2, there is this, I guess it's peachy beige, I don't know, seedy pattern, and then I have put that on the card base, and I'm using the gold stars here, and I used another die that came in the kit, this banner die that I cut it out in the gold, and it wasn't quite big enough for what I wanted, so I used the light pink cardstock to just hand cut out another banner to put behind it. And then there's this die piece that cuts out this part that you can use to kind of cover up the hole. I liked that, and I cut it out of the back panel paper that kind of looks like almost like little seeds, like rice, not seeds, rice. It looks like little rice on kind of a beige, peachy, not peachy really, it's more beige. Then there's this chipboard sticker, you make the ordinary moments extraordinary, I think is what it said. So I'll add a little liquid glue, but that was what I wanted to use on this card, and I just didn't think it was quite enough with just the gold die cut. That's why I cut out the pale pink one to go under it. Now, I probably should have stopped there, but I did add these 2 die cuts. Let me know in the comments if you like it more simple. I don't always do simple too well, but I have like maker's remorse, and I kind of wished I had stopped before I added the love and the heart. I do like it with this other 2 die cuts, however, I kind of think I like the more simple version better. But this is how I finished it off, real life there. I might make it again and just do the simpler version. So that was card number 2. For card number 3, again, the card base, and I've put some of the medium pink, the darker pink, on the cardstock, and there's this beautiful floral. Now this one, I had a different idea when I saw the box opening too. I don't know, I thought there was purple in it or something, but it's all pinks. So, but the 2 pink cardstocks that came in the kit, the lighter pink and the darker pink, really go well with that pattern paper. So I have the darker as a back panel, and then I cut another banner out of the lighter pink, and then I'm going to use the 3 die cut butterflies from the pack, and I'm just gonna, for the 2 larger ones, I'm just gonna add adhesive to the center so their wings can kind of be dimensional. And the yellow one I just glued down flat though because it was pretty small. And then I have like a 1/4 inch strip of just white scrap cardstock there for my sentiment. There's this die cut piece from the pack that says Friends Forever, and I trim it down because I really liked the 1/4 inch look, that slim look of that extra cardstock there. You could just use a bigger piece of white cardstock, but it's a different look, so I wanted to stick to that, so I trimmed out the Friends Forever really, really close to the word there. And I'm going to place that down towards the bottom of my little hand-cut banner. And the last thing for this card is just fluff up the wings a bit and then add on that yellow butterfly. And this, again, I have a lot of quick, pretty simple cards in this video, and then a couple more complicated ones, but I really like how this one turned out. So for card number 4, oh, the florals. I always love the florals, but look at this. I love that quatrefoil type subtle pattern in the background. It's in a very pale pink, and then this floral is amazing. So that is the showpiece. I don't want to cover it up too much, but I did kind of want to anchor my die cut flowers with this strip of gold that I've added adhesive to. I'm trying to use the lines on my desk there to help me get it straight and trim off just a little bit there. And a close-up look of this beautiful die cut flower piece. You get 2 in there, so I still have one. And then the die cut piece, Sentiment, So Happy. I just added that to have a sentiment on there. Take off, and both of those are up on mounting squares, mounting tape. And that's it. Finishes it off. Card number 4, pretty simple, but elegant, lovely floral. Card number 5 has a few more pieces going on here. And I'm using that pink, pale pink plaid, and I have some measurements down there on a post-it. Now this, I was trying to show that they're actually little hearts. When I saw the box opening, I thought it was polka dot, but they are, it's like a polka dot, but tiny little hearts, and then the diamond pattern. And this is kind of a card sketch I've done lots of times before, but I really like how you can use, you know, a different pattern papers and have a totally unique look with this. And so the longer strip is the 1 3/8 by 5 1/4 inch, and then I like the white border too, so it's a little bit, I'm eyeballing there, but I want to try to keep all those little white edges consistent and around the same size. Then I have these 3 die cuts from the die cut pack. I loved the rainbow. I always loved the rainbows, and I wanted to find a way to use it. And so this one's kind of anchoring the 3 papers together in the center. And the sentiment, You Lift Me Up, I thought it just went perfectly with those little balloons. So the sentiment and the rainbow are up on the mounting squares, and I put the little heart balloons down flat with liquid glue. And then to finish off this card, I'm gonna pull out the sequins and just do a few of them, a smattering here and there. There's a trio there. And then I'm showing you my mistake. I roughly was rubbing off some speck on the paper and it tore. So what do you think? I think that's a great place for a sequin. And so that is what I'm doing there. I was originally planning to have a couple sequins in that area, but the little boo-boo determined exactly where that one sequin was going to end up. So, and that will finish off this card. It's a lovely light pastels, but I like how all the papers and patterns play together. Now my favorite pattern paper is here in card number 6. Just ogle it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I almost would just want the card, just the pattern paper, but I did want to dress it up a little bit. So I have a scant 1/8 of an inch white border on the card base, and then I put that full piece of gold down, and you could cut out the middle to save some of that gold card. And that's again a scant 1/8 of an inch, and then the beautiful pattern paper. And then I have a couple, the chipboard sticker of the ampersand, and the gold glitter foam hello. And then I had this scrap of gold. I had originally not planned the little scrap of gold, but I thought it looked elegant placing it down here in the bottom, and it kind of anchors my little ampersand and my hello. And I really like how that turned out. It was just, I don't even know where I trimmed it off from, but it was extra and I found a use for it. The hello was really funny. When I was taking it off, the part from the E bopped me in the nose. It was a disaster, but I took all that out for you, so you didn't have to see that. So card number 7. Love, love, love the music note paper. And I love the look of just black, white, and red. So that is, I've done a few cards like that. So this one I cut out of the cardstock. I'm really glad they included black and red cardstock. And I cut another banner out of it. And then there's this die cut heart, which I put up on foam tape that I'm going to place right there towards the top. The die cut sentiment always. It's pretty simple. I mean, you get it. Love always. I didn't need to add the love because, you know. And I'm putting that one down flat. And again, this die with the hearts, I just cut out from a tiny little scrap of the red. No waste there. I cut out 3 of the hearts, and I'm going to just place them down here in the bottom portion of the card to add just a little more red in there. I really love that look with the black, white, and red, and yeah, it's fairly simple. It's pretty good for me, because I tend to do things more complicated. But I'm really loving how these ones turned out, and I used a lot of this similar style with that long banner, tails cut in it. So for card number 8, this one's the more complicated, that one. And I have this heart pattern paper, and I've put the light blue cardstock down in the back, and then I have a strip of gold, and I'm going to do kind of a collage visual cluster here on this card. And this is going to be all occasion, you know, it doesn't really have a sentiment, or so you could use it for anything. So putting the gold down, now I should have trimmed it to my size first, because I decided I wanted to keep that white border, so my trimmings, you know, so. Camera did not want to focus on this floral wreath. It has kind of a polka dot pattern, a very subtle one in the background, but I had to cut out my attempts at trying to get it to focus. And then there's this die cut of a heart with circle, little gold, then kind of a peachy heart. I'm going to tuck in behind. Now the trick for me for the collaging is use the liquid glue and do not press it all the way down until you're sure that's where you want it, because I definitely arrange it visually and I have to move things around. I do. Now this one I did wait till it focused, because look at that beautiful floral on there. I wanted you to be able to see that. I hope it comes through, and it has that kind of turquoise light blue color that seems to be going so well, all of those. So I have 3 of the foam glitter hearts from the foam glitter heart stickers, and I'm just going to nestle them in and around, and then to finish off this card, again, I'm going to pull in the sequins and just kind of throw a few of them here and there. And I had a lot of trouble with my little wax tip this time too, so I had to cut some of that out. But here is the look at the final version. Off to card number 9. I've got that medium pink down on the card base. And this was another one of my favorite pattern papers. I don't know, I just love how those colors go together. The pinks and the kind of turquoise color. Really pretty. And so for this one, I just want a little bit of that medium pink showing. So that's about 1/8 of an inch or so. And then I am going to put this lighter pink as a panel on the right. And again, I love to use the gold to kind of separate things. So placing that down, and I just trim off the excess. And then I'm going to make my collage of visual cluster elements here on the right side there. I'm using the music heart again, and the die cut envelopes, two of them. There's 2 of each, and then that postage stamp with the flower. The postage stamp with the flower I put up on mounting squares. So I'm going to place the music print heart down first, and then the larger envelope. I'm going to kind of set it askew slightly, and I put my little postage stamp over there so I remember where I kind of want that. Now as I'm placing the 3rd envelope down, or I'm about to, I realize I want to leave room for my sentiments, which I'm using the chipboard stickers here, the heartfelt happiness as a sentiment. And I also didn't really want to lose the for you and the with love that are printed on the envelopes, so I needed to pull those in, and then at this point I was like, well, I might as well just glue them down. And so for the heartfelt, I wanted it to connect to the gold strip and the smaller envelope, and then for the happiness I wanted to have it just staggered slightly, so to extend to the right just a little further. And I liked how that looked, and kind of I want all these elements to go together and look like they're connected, and that's why some of them I'll have them touching. Now I have a literal handful of hearts here. I've got a few die cut pieces from the die cut pack, one from the chipboard stickers, and also a heart from the glitter foam. So this first one is the die cut, and it's a circle with the pink, and then I used the chipboard sticker, which is also another circle, but it's got the kind of blue heart, and those 2 I'm going to place up there. The second of my gold die cut heart, I used both of those up. I'm gonna put down here between the larger envelope and the music print heart, and my pink die cut heart has already got the foam heart sticking to it, so I just add a little extra glue there, and I'm gonna nestle those in and then put my postage stamp that has the mounting tape on it down. And that finishes off this card. So for the final card, card number 10, I have the black cardstock already down, and I'm going to use the second sheet of my music print paper. And on the left here, I have some measurements for you because I've cut this music print paper up into strips. 2 of each, 3/4 inches, 1/2 inch, and 1 inch. But I've cut them kind of in order, in this order that I have listed. And you have to be careful with this music print text paper because it is directional. And so I'm like trying to figure out which one's which. And I put the first part towards the top, and I want to have a little, I don't know if that's like an 1/8 of an inch-ish border in between. So I'm separating them, but I want it to be continuous in how the pattern paper originally went, so you can kind of see that there's that break of the black, but the notes would match up if they were next to each other. I hope that makes sense. Then for this third one, the 1 inch width one, I have torn an opening, and you'll see further on why I did that. So then we're back to the 3/4 inch, and then the 1/2 inch, and the final one is a 1 inch. Now I could have made some pencil marks to have my little openings be a little more consistent. I didn't do that. I was doing this visually, and I think that my bottom separation is slightly larger. It's okay. It's a handmade card, so it has some handmade character there. But yeah, if you want it more exact, measure it out, sure. And then I have the die cut piece that says love you, and I have cut out of a scrap of the red card another little banner flag there. And I'm going to place them towards the bottom, staggered. My little red one behind, and then this one that says love you with the black. And I don't really like that hole in it, but you'll see what I do with that in a moment. So my original idea for this card was to emboss. I used the heart stamp that came in the stamp set, but my embossing powder is translucent, and I even tried it with oxide ink, and still, I didn't show up enough. So I sort of cheated a bit with a die from my stash, this heart die, and cut that out and popped that up on foam. I like that much better. I try not to use other things that aren't in the kit, but I think that a heart, you could even hand cut a heart, and it would have a good look. So for this hole here, I used the die that came in the kit to cut out a little black heart to cover that up, because I just, didn't like the hole there. And then, of course, 3 more of these hearts in gold will finish off card number 10. I just set them down there, and I really like how that turned out. This is my other red, black, and white, and gold card. I guess there's gold in there too. Now, finally, I will quickly go through all 10 cards. I hope you enjoyed seeing them. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Hit the notification bell, because I do plan on having at least 5 more cards from this kit, and you don't want to miss it, or any of my other content. So thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful creative day. Bye!